Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to get the drywall on these last two walls. But I have a huge mess going here. This is from insulating yesterday, and I have the carburetor rebuild project going on. I'm missing a part and waiting on that to get this finished up, and everything else is just all cluttered up. But what I think I'm going to do is just work within the mess, move a few things out of the way. I just have the two panels to get on today. That's one of them, and actually the other panel is across in the shed, so I'm going to have to go over to the shed, get that one cut. That one goes right here. It's going to be completely blue, the mold and moisture resistant, and then of course that one I can just bring right over here and cut and put it up there with the blue at the bottom, just like these right here. Then I'm going to get some buckets and bins like this, and I'm going to start clearing this out. The vast majority of this stuff I'm pretty much done with, and it can head over to the shed. It took me forever to get started this morning because I was making a list of what's left to do on this wall. So now I have a punch list. Let's see what we got. Connect the sub panel. This sub panel needs to be connected to the main. These wires right here go about halfway to the main. I just have to feed them through the last bit of chase into the main panel, hook them up, and then these will be live. But I'm not going to do that with the wires like this, obviously. So that's kind of a big thing. Then I'll have electricity out here, and I won't have to mess with this anymore. This is turning out to be just a real pain in the butt. I want to get rid of that. So it's possible I can do that tonight. That's not going to be on video, so maybe I'll get that done. Pocket door hardware. I got to get that opened up. The box was damaged, so I really need to see if everything's in there and if anything's damaged or not. And I'll be getting that installed probably tomorrow. Okay, frame the duct. I have some framing to do on that duct before I can drywall over that area. Run the water line. That's the hot water line that's going to go right under this and end up right there. 1/4-inch melamine behind the pipes. Once this gets framed out, this is going to go back to 1/4-inch melamine back here, and this area is going to be framed out so I have access to these two valves. So it's just going to be a box yay big that goes back to white melamine, and it'll be inside the cabinet here. Also back in here, that AC line is going to come and curl down and then go out that hole. So this is going to be kind of an interesting part of the cabinet. I don't want to cover this stuff up, and I don't want these lines to get damaged, but I also don't want to waste this space. So I'll have to come up with something creative for that area. Okay, well, that's just how much of that melamine, and that it goes right on the foam. Insulate the shower area. The shower is right behind this area, and when the ladies take a shower, they put the music on real loud, and it's actually pretty loud out here. So once I get this framed in, I'm going to put some more insulation just right in this area here. And then last of all, we got the wiring. I'm going to have 2 outlets on the front of this cabinet, 1 on the front of that cabinet. I'm going to wire, well, when I run the wire over here, I'm going to run 3 wire, and I'm going to split that for the outlet in front of the cabinet, and then I'm going to have a wire going into there, which is going to power the power duct, which I'll show you that later. That's going to be pretty interesting as well. And then we have finally a sink light, and there's going to be a cabinet above the utility sink here. and it'll have a light underneath it, or I might put it in the bulkhead up there, or both. So that'll have a switch over here somewhere and will be really convenient. So now that I have this list, I know what stuff I'm missing. I only have to get a couple things from town for this, but I know what goes in what area and when I can get it drywalled. So hopefully I can get this entire wall drywalled by the end of the coming week. Don't know if it's possible, but I think I can get it done. Oh, another thing for the list. In these corners back here, I got to get some Great Stuff anti-insect foam in there. I got a couple of cans of that, and I'll just spray the whole can into there. That'll protect against air leaks and against insects getting in right there. So I'm going to start right here. I'm going to get this one measured up, run across the street, get this cut and installed. And then I got to get that pipe cut before I get that one in. So let's get to work. Real quick before I go get that cut, this is what I'm going to spray into those corners. I'm going to use a whole can and get that completely filled. And then until the can's gone, I'm just going to keep spraying down in that bottom part in the corner there. And the same on that side. So I'm sure you can find this at the big box store nearest to you, and if you had a basement, this would be the thing to use for all the little gaps and cracks right at the top of your foundation. All right, I have all the dimensions I need. This is the mold and moisture resistant drywall, which is across the street in the shed, so I'm gonna have to go over there to get it cut, and it's really cold out there, so that's gonna kind of suck, but it is what it is. I'll bring the dog and let her play while I'm doing that. Somebody recently asked about taking notes or having a notepad or whatever, but I was just thinking about that when I was putting those dimensions down. I have tons of these memo pads. I got a thick stack of them, and I make one every day with stuff to do. There's one right there, and that's on top of a regular notepad, and that entire thing is full of stuff, so I can go back like, I don't know, a couple weeks or so and find out where the screw holes are that I need to put that AC up. I know exactly where that's where the pass-through pipe is, but I have it written down from that corner where that top screw is. But you can also see, yeah, here's another notepad, here's another one, there's another one. They're all over the place, and when I do my cleanup, I'll collect them all and tear off the top page, see if the stuff's done or not. If it's not done, I'll move it to a bigger notepad, and it'll become part of another day's work. So nothing ever gets forgotten. It just keeps getting pushed along until it's done, unless it becomes redundant or something. But anything that's on the notepad will eventually get done. And speaking of getting things done, let's go get that cut. I'm over here in the machine shed in the dark, and my cat accosted me. I just watched, there she is on my back. I just watched my very first video again this morning, and it takes place in this shed. Okay, do you need to get down, kitty? Okay, so I just gotta spread these apart and get a sheet on there. Where is my, there we go. Yeah, I hate to make a mess in here again, but it is what it is. All right, let's get this done. Jeez, kitty. I went across to the machine shed and got this cut. I was going to film a little bit of it, but the battery died, so it is what it is. I had to change my little list here. This actually, this is going to be melamine back here. That actually has to go all the way up, so I had to change the size on that, and I had to add another circuit for the box here. This is going to get this. This is heat tape. I'm going to have heat tape strapped to this from here up to the top there. So if this room ever does get really cold, that pipe's not going to burst and flood this room. If it does flood the room, it should go through the drain, but who knows? And I'll have to allow for that inside the cabinet as well. A place for any water. If these pipes were to burst, I'll have to make a way so that they don't go behind the wall. Well, actually, that might not be a bad idea, depending on how much foam I got in there. We'll deal with that later. I just got to get that outlet in there. I'll probably have to put it right about here. Okay, so I got to go get something to eat, and I got to go recharge these batteries, and I will get back with you in just 2 seconds. Okay, lunch is over, and it's 2:45. I really got to get moving. I got a cleat waiting for me there. I just got to screw that in at the bottom, and I'm sure you've seen that before, but I'll get the drywall onto the cleat there and then lift it up with a pry bar and a putty knife and get it tight up against the ceiling. Make sure this is correct, and then get a screw or two in it, and then get the rest of it screwed in. Then we'll talk about this side. Okay, got a problem here. This header has curled, so I have to grind this off with my sander. I looked all over for it, and then I remembered it's over in the shed. I am not running over there and getting it. It's going on 4 o'clock, and I really need to get this video produced, or I'm going to be up half the night, so that's probably going to have to end it for today. I thought I would easily be able to get all of this last drywall in today, but that is absolutely not the case. I did start late. I started afternoon, but damn, I really wanted to get this done. Oh well. I will get the planning done. What I'm going to do is make a detail page similar to this. This was for the pocket door there. I'm going to make a detail page that has the details for the water area, the electrical area, and where the circuits are going. And I'm going to do a detail for this vent here. That is going to be fairly complicated, so I'm going to have to really think about that for a while. And I'm going to have to do some details on the sink area. That gets 3 more sets of blocking in there. and I got to figure out how I want the light and how I want the cabinet that's going to go above the sink in there. So I have a ton of work on that stuff to do tonight, and I got to get this video produced, so that's going to end it for today. But tomorrow I got this ready to go, so I'll have to go over and get my belt sander, get this ground down right away. I really don't want to do that because it's messy, but it is what it is. Got the cleat in place already, got all my dimensions. So I'll just have to get this cut, get it in place, and then I still have the 2 bottom ones that got to go in. I don't know if I'll be able to get anything else done tomorrow or not, but I'm hoping I can. Maybe I can get some of the studs in if I get that all figured out tonight. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.